Dr. Deepa Dhake's NEET Biology, and I am Dr. Deepa Dhake, Director at Biozone Classes, coming here to boost up your preparation for upcoming NEET 2020 exams. Okay, so with this session we will begin with the plant anatomy 2. That is, in that part we mainly study about the secondary growth and two types of lateral meristem, that how does the formation of cambium ring is take place, what is the activity of cambium ring, as well as what is the function of the cork cambium. But before that, I come towards the yesterday's quiz session, that कल आपसे मैंने 3 क्वेश्चंस पूछे थे. So here I will give the answers of these 3 questions. For first question the answer is drupe. For second question answer आपका है Liliaceae family, and the third answer is the mesocarp. And now we come towards our today's quiz session. So the questions for today's quiz are: question 1, which of the following is made up of dead cells? A. Collenchyma, B. Phloem, C. Phloem, and D. Xylem parenchyma. Second question is: meristematic tissue responsible for increase in girth of tree trunk is. Options are A. Apical meristem, B. Intercalary meristem, C. Lateral meristem, and D is phalogen. The third question is: the companion cells are closely associated with. Options are A. Sieve element, B. Vessel element, C. Trichome, and D. Guard cell. So now we come towards our lecture session, and now we begins with the two types of lateral meristem formed during the secondary growth in plants. With the secondary growth in plants, what does we understand by the secondary growth? The growth which is responsible for increasing girth of the stem, that growth is predominantly called as secondary growth. And during the secondary growth, two types of lateral meristems are developed. As we already studied, lateral meristem is originally a secondary meristem. So two meristems, lateral meristem, you remember, two lateral meristems are developed. First is vascular cambium and second is cork cambium. So first in this part we study about how does the vascular cambium get activated and responsible for the formation of cambium ring. When we come towards the formation of cambium ring, so one thing, most important thing, you remember the cambium ring is formed by intravesicular and intervesicular cambium. So what is intra and intervesicular cambium? Intravesicular cambium, as we last sessions we study about the vascular bundles. And in open vascular bundle, you remember the cambium is present in between the xylem and phloem. So the cambium which present in between the primary phloem and primary xylem, that means that this kind of structure you observe in vascular bundle, that xylem and phloem show the presence of one cambium ring. So the band of cambium is called as intravesicular cambium. So in simple terms, you remember the cambium which is present in primary body and it is present inside the vascular bundle in between primary xylem and primary phloem is called as intravesicular cambium. When the secondary growth begins, the medullary rays, some of the medullary rays which are present in between these vascular bundles, those medullary rays are undergoes in differentiation, they become meristematic, and due to their meristematic activity, the medullary rays start to produce a new cells. These new cells are developed as an intervesicular cambium. So in simple terms, you remember the cambium which present in between intravesicular cambium, that cambium is called as intervesicular cambium, and because of the formation of intervesicular cambium, the one complete ring of the cambium tissue is formed, that is called as cambium ring. So here you appear in this diagram how does the cambium ring is formed and how does its activities take place. So initially these are the vascular bundles. In these vascular bundle, dark color band is appear. This is the intravesicular cambium due to the activity of medullary rays. The one another band is formed in between these vascular bundle exactly in the cambium zone. This is called as an intervesicular cambium. So here you remember the intra and inter. both fascicular cambium, intra and interfascicular cambium combined and combined to form one complete ring. This ring is appear in this way. So that ring is called as cambium ring. The cambium ring start its activity. Whenever you study the activity of cambium ring, always remember the xylem is always produces towards the inner side or towards the pith, and phloem is always present towards the outer surface of cambium. So here when the cambium ring begins with its activity, so you remember this is our first cambium ring is formed. This cambium ring start to produce a secondary xylem towards the inner side or towards the pith, and secondary phloem towards its outer surface. Now the activity of cambium is different for the xylem and phloem. At inner surface cambium ring is more active, that you remember. More active means it cuts or it develops much more number of secondary xylem as compared to the secondary phloem. So clearly you can appear the thick band or these lining structures are represent, they are much more thick as compared to the dotted portion showing the secondary phloem. So always whenever cambium active, it produces 2 or 3 times more secondary xylem as compared to the secondary phloem. Now what is happening when the secondary xylem and secondary phloem is present? So the xylem, primary xylem and primary phloem, which initially present towards the both side of cambium ring, they get displaced from their position, and because of that the primary xylem is always present towards the pith, and this primary xylem remain persistent or remain present as it is throughout the life of the plant. But when we study about the primary phloem, so primary phloem is again little bit moved towards the periphery or it away from the cambium ring, because in between the primary phloem and cambium ring now the secondary phloem is present. This diagram you can understand in this way also. This is the cambium ring. This cambium ring, this is our first cambium ring. This cambium ring produces a secondary xylem. This secondary xylem when produces, so this secondary xylem pushes the primary xylem more towards the pith, and this is the secondary phloem dotted structures I am showing here. So this secondary phloem when synthesized outer form outer to cambium ring, so already present primary phloem is more towards the periphery. After that in next year you remember the second cambium ring is formed. Now what is happening when the second cambium ring is formed? Again this second cambium ring start to develop a secondary xylem towards the center or towards the already present cambium ring. Because of that you remember the primary phloem and secondary phloem which are already present, these tissue get disrupted or broken down and the entire portion is appear. So primary phloem and secondary phloem lost from here, and here again the secondary xylem is present and small amount of secondary phloem is present towards the outer surface of cambium ring. So this process next year when another cambium ring is formed, this cambium ring again form the secondary xylem towards inner. So secondary phloem which is formed by the second cambium ring, it disintegrate and only one ring of secondary phloem we observe. The secondary phloem is only single layer, and this secondary layer phloem is only present towards the outer surface of recent cambium ring. This part you remember. Whenever the new cambium ring is formed, this new cambium ring is always formed outer to secondary phloem. ये बिल्कुल याद रखिएगा. This is our secondary phloem, and when the new cambium ring is formed, so it always present outer to secondary phloem. So towards when the stem become old and we observe the structure of stem, so in older stem the towards both side of cambium ring we only appear the secondary xylem. This thing again you remember for your upcoming examination purpose. The cambium ring, older cambium ring are surrounded towards both sides by secondary xylem, as well as the newer cambium ring or recent cambium ring only showing the secondary phloem towards its outer surface. Now what is happening? When in this way continuous cambium ring is active, so the activity of cambium ring, you remember, the activity of cambium ring is highly influenced by some of the physiological factor as well as environmental factor. And under the environmental factor, you remember temperature is one of the most important factor which affect the activity of cambium. So when we study about the effect of temperature and another physiological factor, so we observe that the wood, that means secondary xylem. So this thing again you remember, The secondary xylem is scientifically secondary xylem tissue commonly called as wood. So when continuously secondary xylem is formed by the activity of cambium predominantly dependent on temperature or environmental factor, and because of that entire season or within a year, cambium show the duality in its nature for the formation of secondary xylem. When the temperature is high, or you can say according to the temperature or environmental factors, the wood is of two types, spring wood and autumn wood. Spring season is begins or present in the early year, therefore this wood is formed in the beginning of year. That's why it is called as early wood. Whereas autumn wood is commonly called late wood. These are the some features that spring wood means the temperature is more, because of that cambium is more active. When the cambium is more active, so it form a large number of xylem elements. The cavities of the xylem elements are wide, and because of that the density of the xylem element or the density of the secondary xylem is low. They are lighter in color, as well as vessels are present with a wider cavity. Only for one spring wood you remember all these features. So the autumn wood show entirely opposite feature, because during autumn season the temperature goes down gradually, and because of that the cambium activity become less. The less active cambium produces a very less or few amount of xylem element. These xylem elements are showing narrow vessels. They are compactly arranged, therefore they are darker in color and with high density. So every year you remember, when cambium ring is formed, suppose this cambium ring is formed, and this cambium ring when start its activity, so initially this wood which is formed, that is called as spring wood. So initially spring wood is formed here, but after that when autumn wood is formed, so spring wood is pushes towards this side. So here you remember, this is the spring wood, that is lighter in color and it shows the wider cavities, and then after the autumn wood is formed. So because of that, what is happening? When the wood formation or secondary xylem formation will appear, so two alternate color bands will appear, that is a light color band as well as the dark color band of the secondary xylem. So this is lighter color band is of spring wood and dark color band is mainly of the autumn wood. Both the rings of xylem, secondary xylem which is formed during spring and autumn season, these woods bands are combinedly called as annual ring. So don't be confused in between the annual ring and cambium ring. Cambium ring is a tissue which is responsible for the formation of annual ring. Annual ring is a ring-like structure which is formed mainly because of the activity of cambium ring, and one annual ring is formed by the spring wood as well as autumn wood. In an annual ring, spring wood or you remember early wood is always present towards the inner surface, and the dark wood or autumn wood you remember, dark wood sorry I am saying late wood or autumn wood you remember, autumn wood is always present towards the cambium ring. So every year one annual ring is formed. These annual ring you already know. These annual rings we use for the detection of age of tree. So dendrochronology you remember here. Dendrochronology is a branch of science where we utilize the ring annual ring for the finding age of the trees. So age of the trees this branch में आप identify कर रहे हैं, that you remember dendrochronology. This thing you remember for objective NEET exams purpose. So this much you remember. Now what is happening? Every year this is one cambium ring. Next year again one cambium ring is formed. Again one. Every year one cambium ring is formed. And because of that the lighter and darker color के form में what does produces the annual rings are formed every year. So year after year, year after year, year after year. Suppose the plant is having 200 years, and nearly after 8 to 10 years later, the secondary growth is begins in plant. So suppose 200 years old tree is there. So in that tree nearly more than 150 annual rings are present. So suppose these annual rings you remember, these annual rings when present in this way, so what is happening? The every year one cambium ring is formed. I draw in opposite direction. So these are the annual rings. So older annual rings are formed at the early age of the life of the plant, and the peripheral cambium rings or annual ring. Suppose this is the recent annual ring. So this recent annual ring is formed recently in the tree or in the plant. So depending on the activity of wood or activity of secondary xylem, now in older trees, secondary xylem or wood is divided into two classes, heartwood and sapwood. Heartwood means the wood which is formed in the beginning years of the plant and it is nearly present in the central cylinder of the plant or center part of the plant. That wood is called as heartwood. This is the oldest wood or firstly formed wood. Secondly, the number of substances, secondary alkaloids, resin, tannin, lignin, all these substances get deposited nearly in the center part or the heartwood. Because of that, heartwood predominantly, you remember, the heartwood is impermeable for water and that's why it never participates in the transport of water. Because xylem when we study, so you remember the secondary xylem or primary xylem, they are always responsible for the uptake of water. So here heartwood means the wood or the secondary xylem which not involved in water conduction but it only provide a mechanical strength to the stem. Secondly, you remember this wood is basically commercially used for the different purposes. The wood of teak wood is one of the good quality wood we considered because that wood contain a huge amount of or huge percentage of lignin and because of that it is resistant for the insects as well as fungal resistant wood. Secondly, when we come towards the sapwood means when the recent annual rings are take part in the formation of secondary xylem. So the secondary xylem or the wood which is peripherally oriented, it is recent in origin and it involved in the transport of sap. Sap का meaning क्या है? Water plus dissolved minerals are called as sap. So when it involved in the transport of sap or transport of water, then that wood is called as sapwood. So in this way you remember the heartwood is centrally located, sapwood is peripherally oriented. When multiple year spring and autumn wood responsible for annual ring, then only in older trees one can appear the heartwood and sapwood. And now we come towards how does the periderm formation is take place, and second we study about the cork cambium, that is the second type of lateral meristem. So now we come towards the how does the cork cambium formation is take place. Let's begin with the second type of lateral meristem, that is cork cambium. This is one of the confusing topic for the students, that where the cork cambium is formed, why the cork cambium is formed, and what is cork, what is secondary cortex. So many confusions are there. So here you remember this is a general structure for the section of the transverse section of the dicot stem. Epidermis is as the outermost covering. I am not going here for making the cells. So only by simple line diagrams I show here. So outermost layer is epidermis followed by hypodermis, and then in dicot stem hypodermis is followed by the multi-layer cortex of parenchyma. Normally when the secondary growth is not present at that time in primary body, the multi-layer cortex is followed by endodermis, pericycle and the vascular tissue. But here we study about the cork cambium. Cork cambium is always formed after the formation of multiple number of cambium ring. So you that remember that when the large number of cambium rings are formed year by year, then after these cambium ring when reaches to the level of pericycle and endodermis, so they now start to rupture the layers of the cortex. So to protect the cortex from the effects of or the cells of the cambium ring, one another cambium is formed. That cambium is called as cork cambium. So one thing you clearly remember, whenever cork cambium is formed, it always formed by the after the formation of multiple cambium ring. Secondly, this cambium, cork cambium, is always developed in the cortex region. This part also you remember. Whenever cork cambium is developed, this cork cambium always develop in multi-layer cortex region. Nearly in the center of cortex, one of the 2 to 3 layer thick cork cambium is formed Cork cambium, you go through your NCERT text, so clearly mentioned, the cells are rectangular and thin walled, closely packed and 2 to 3 or narrow in thickness. So 2 or 3 layers of rectangular cells are arranged. So initially these layers are only formed. These layers or this tissue is called as cork cambium. Cork cambium is a meristematic tissue. Here the differentiation is take place. That means the sum of the cells of parenchyma which present in cortex undergoes in differentiation. They become a meristematic. That means they gain the capacity to divide, and those cells are called as cork cambium. Okay, cork cambium is also called as phallogen. Now this cork cambium start to divide at external surface as well as at inner surface. So at external surface it produces 2 to 3 layers of cells. These cells immediately undergoes by the deposition of suberin, and because of that the dead layer of the dead cells layer is formed, that is called as cork. So cork, you remember, cork is a dead layer because it is deposited by suberin, and cork is always called also called as phallum, and cork always present towards the outer surface of the cork cambium. Okay. Secondly, the cork cambium towards inner surface also divide and develop a multi-layer cortex. This cortex develop for the second time or it develop during the secondary growth. That's why this cortex is called as secondary cortex. This secondary cortex also called as phalloderm. So 3 layers are formed during the formation of cork cambium. First, the cork cambium is developed in exactly nearly in the center of the cortex, and the cork cambium is called phallogen. This cork cambium produces outwardly dead tissue, that is cork, and inwardly living parenchymatous tissue, that is the secondary cortex. So these 3 layers in a cortex region combinedly called as periderm. So what does periderm stand? So that you remember these 3 terms are only asked. So you as it is you remember phallum, phallogen and phalloderm. So phallum, phallogen and phalloderm. As it is, remember the arrangement. So phallum is outward, phallogen is middle and phalloderm is inner. So phallum, phallogen and phalloderm combinedly called as periderm, and this periderm is a protective layer which provide the protection to hypodermis as well as epidermis of the main stem or dicot stem. Okay, now you see after periderm which layer is present? Endodermis, endodermis followed by pericycle, and these 3 layers I am showing here, that is the multi-layer cambium ring, means every year one cambium, in every season one cambium ring is formed, and year by year number of cambium ring are formed, and they are always start to move towards the or projected towards outwardly, because whenever new cambium ring is formed it always form outer to or external to the previous cambium ring. This thing you remember. So this is a general arrangement of the layers in dicot stem during the secondary growth. So you note down these part very well. Now we come towards the bark. So again the confusion is there. What is periderm and what is bark? So one thing you remember, bark is a non-technical term. Simple terms we use for the number of layers and protective layers in woody trees, that is commonly called as bark. Bark अब आप किसको कह रहे हैं? Bark basically you remember the recent cambium ring. Recent cambium ring के outer में आपका क्या होगा, ये पहले ही पढ़ चुके हैं. Secondary phloem is only present at the external surface of the recent cambium ring. Otherwise rest of all cambium ring towards both sides surrounded by secondary xylem. So the recent cambium ring or outer to secondary phloem or vascular cambium आप कह रहे हैं, outer to vascular cambium, whatever tissues are present, all those tissues are combinedly called as bark. That means itself when we study about the bark, so bark itself included the periderm into it. So vascular cambium means this is the second recent cambium ring. Outer to recent cambium ring, what is present? Secondary phloem. So if you comes from outer to inner, epidermis, hypodermis, multilayer cortex, itself in multilayer cortex, periderm is present, then the periderm followed by endodermis, pericycle, secondary phloem. So up to secondary phloem, remember basically the arrangement of layer. What is the arrangement of layer in bark? So you go through this diagram, so you never be forget what is the actual arrangement of layers within a bark. Again, similar to wood, bark is also, if it is formed in early season, that is in spring season, so it is called early bark, and in late season, if it is a form, that means in autumn season, so it is called as the late bark. So that thing you remember. Now we come towards one important kind of cell or structure that is called as lenticels. Lenticels predominantly formed by the activity of cork cambium. Continuously when cork cambium produces cells towards the outer surface or towards the periphery. So some of the cell leaving as it is and they become meristematic, or these cells become living as a parenchymatous cells, not undergoes in suberization. So these living parenchymatous cells present peripherally towards the cork cambium. These cells are called as lenticels. Generally these cells are the lens shape, and one of the most important thing is the lenticels are the peculiar feature or the identifying feature of the woody trees, because the bark is only for phenomena of bark formation is only present in woody tree. So lenticels are only present in woody tree. And one of the most, this question is asked for a multiple years in previous year examination, the function of lenticels. So lenticels, you remember, they permit the gaseous exchange, or you remember they responsible for gaseous exchange. After that आप study करते हैं the how does the secondary growth is take place in dicot roots. Basically in roots, so generally monocots roots are fibrous, cambium is absent, so generally in monocots root are not showing the secondary growth. Whenever in root we study secondary growth, so we basically study about the dicot roots. So dicot roots whenever show secondary growth. Cambium is always be absent in primary root, because primary root show the radial vascular bundle. So whenever cambium ring is developed at the time of secondary growth in root, so that thing you remember, it is secondary origin. That means it developed from the some of the cells of pericycle, and that cambium only develop at the time of secondary growth. Rest of features of the cambium ring, that how does it cut secondary xylem, secondary phloem, year by year, how does the cambium ring is developed in secondary root. So entire structures and entire phenomena are exactly similar with the secondary growth in dicot stem. So for that part you again go through the cambium activity and you recall how does the cambium activities take place in dicot stem. In the same way it is take place in dicot root only, but dicot root also, but the basic difference in root cambium is secondary in origin. So this is all about for the secondary growth. I hope you all are understood each and everything clearly in secondary growth of the plant, and the doubts are clear, that is what is lateral meristem, what is cork cambium, and what is cambium ring. With this we finish our secondary growth session, and one more session I required for the plant anatomy, where we study about the primary growth in plants, that is comparative analysis we made in between the root, stem and leaf. By that time, in case अगर कुछ बच्चों को किसी another topics and another chapters में कहीं doubts है और confusions है, so please comment करिए उस comment box में. So from next session we will continue with that topic. By that time channel के साथ connect करिए. जो students आज connect हुए हैं channel के साथ, उनको अगर लग रहा है कि material बहुत अच्छा है, the lecture is very good, so you can connect with the channel को subscribe करिए, like करिए and stay motivated and stay blessed.